Hi guys, I hope you're all well. It's currently Sunday the 28th of July 2019 and welcome to week 185 of my weight loss journey. In last week's video we all saw I had an unfortunate gain of 1.5 pound or 0.6 kilogram, which meant my body mass index went from 47.7 up to 47.9. Just like I always do, I'm going to start the proceedings off by reviewing my calorie consumption for the past week, which we can see in the graph above. The average of this was 2,641 compared to the previous week at 2,769. So it has come down within my allowance this week, which obviously is a good thing. Yesterday I had a massive binge on Saturday at well over 4,000 calories, but thankfully it averaged itself out to be with the result I've just mentioned. So I'm happy it's within it. Close to going over it, but it's still within it. My fluid consumption has increased from last week to 3,671 millilitres. Well, again, above the 3,000 millilitres that I try to achieve on a daily basis. And boy, oh boy, did I need all the extra fluid this week, because we've had one very hot heat wave this past week. And we've got extremely close to breaking the all-time hottest day ever in the UK by half a degree Celsius. Very, very close. So to give you an idea, temperatures in the UK this week have been between 32 and 38 degrees Celsius, which is between 90 and 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, to give you an idea, in the UK, our homes, 99% of them are not built for hot summer environments. They're built for cold winter temperatures, so they basically designed and try their best to keep as much heat indoors as possible. So when the summer comes around and we have these heat waves, obviously, as you can imagine, it becomes unbearable, because our homes, 99% of them, don't have air conditioning, and most workplaces as well don't have air conditioning as well. If you go to shopping centres, shopping malls, yes, okay, they'll have air conditioning, but yeah, homes and most workplaces, no air conditioning whatsoever, so you just have to grin and bear it. And Thursday night, which was on the hottest day on Thursday, I barely got 2 hours of sleep, because just laying on top of the bed and the sweat was just pouring off me. It was unbearable. So obviously, wherever you are in the world, you're probably thinking, oh, those temperatures are nothing compared to what we have, but we just don't have air conditioning, and yes, so it's not as pleasant. Anyway, let's look at my step count. My step count for the past week, which we can see in the graph above, was 8,968 compared to the previous week at 9,193. So it obviously is below my 9,000 recently set goal. I'm not really bothered by it not being at 9,000. I've fit in as much work in as possible. Despite the heat, I think I've done pretty good, because just after a few steps, the sweat was just pouring. And I did go to the gym as well on a Tuesday and Thursday evening, and just after 5 minutes on the bike, I was wet through with sweat. So it was a much tougher workout this week, and yeah, but I've done my best I could possibly do, and hopefully it will turn out to be a good result for the weigh-in. As you all know, every 5 weeks I retake my body measurements to see if I've made any progress in that area as well. So without further ado, here are my latest results. Out of the 14 body measurements which I monitor, I've seen a reduction in 2 of those. I've seen a ½ an inch or 1.2 to 1.3 centimetre reduction from my hips and left thigh. Therefore, in the last 5 weeks, I've seen a loss of 1 inch or 2.5 centimetres, but if you look at what I've lost in total in the 185 weeks I've been doing this, well, this stands at 109.9 inches, which is 279.1 centimetres. It's that time of the week where we all get to see if I've managed to lose any more weight, so here it is, guys, here's my weigh-in. I weigh 163.6 kilograms, which is 360.7 pounds, or 25 stone, 10.7 pounds. This means in the last week I've seen a loss of half a pound, or 0.2 kilogram. But if I compare this result to the result I obtained at Slimming World, you can see this right here. At Slimming World this week, I also saw a loss of half a pound, or 0.2 kilogram. It's always nice to see a loss result, but I did mention in last week's video I wanted to see a £3 loss this week. 1.5 pounds of that would have been from last week's gain, and obviously the extra 1.5 would have took me into new ground. Not achieved it. Bit disappointed. I honestly thought I would have gotten very close to achieving it this week because it has been very warm, and Tuesday and Thursday when I did go to the gym, they were the hottest days and the humidity was again unbearable. So obviously I was sweating bucket loads, and I would have thought I would have lost the weight just purely by fluid. But obviously my body must have been also keeping hold of every ounce of fluid that I consumed. Based on this week's weight loss, it sees my body mass index go from 47.9 down to 47.8. And if we look at my third weight loss target, last week it was 57.1% complete, and after the loss it goes up to 57.9% complete. So in the 185 weeks I've been doing this weight loss journey, I have lost a total of 180.5 pounds, which is 81.9 kilograms, or 12 stone, 12.5 pounds. Next week, the one thing that I really want to happen is for the temperature to really cool down. Top end teens, low end 20s will be absolutely perfect for me. We could even throw in a bit of rain to boot and I would be really happy. I know a lot of people won't agree with that, but I really don't do well under these extreme, humid, hot days in the UK. If you've ever experienced a really hot, humid day in the UK compared to where you live in the world, you'll understand what I'm talking about. It's completely different to what I've experienced in other countries, and I've been in countries which is a lot hotter than the UK, and it is completely different in my opinion. Oh yeah, and a couple of weeks ago I did mention that I wanted to see weekly loss results right up to September because I was wanting to plan a holiday, a road trip around the USA. Well, I've decided what I'm going to do. I'm going to do Route 66. So I'm going to see a huge part of America that I've never seen before. So the states that I'm going to be visiting is Illinois, Missouri, Oklahoma, Texas, New Mexico, Colorado, Utah, Arizona, Nevada, and California are the states that I will be staying in for a day or two, or maybe just driving through to get to the other state. I think that will mainly be Utah, which I'll be just driving through to get from Colorado to Arizona. But obviously there is a bit of a detour there. Colorado, Utah is a bit of a detour from Route 66, but I will be getting back onto it to finish the journey right through Arizona to go into Nevada, making a detour there as well, and getting through to California. So yeah, so it's going to be quite an adventure, one that I'm really looking forward to. Yeah, still got a bit of things to work out though, but it's going to happen, and I'm really looking forward to it. But other than that, guys, that's it. That's the end of this week's video. As always, if you'd like to continue following me along my weight loss journey and hopefully get to see a lot less of me in the future, why don't you subscribe to my channel so you don't get to miss out on any future videos that I post. I wish you all a fantastic week, and I'll see you all again next Sunday.